even though he back with you. And I said, exactly. I said, exactly. And she over here talking about something. He just focused on being a better man. I said, a better man for Taylor. I said, a better man for Taylor. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review with Life with Chessie. This for the Bold and Beautiful November 11th, 2025. First things first, let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. What y'all think? Did y'all like the episode? Do y'all want Deacon and Taylor to be together? I always said I like Deacon and Sheila together, but she gonna do stupid stuff, and she gonna do even more stupid stuff once he hooks up with Taylor, if he does. Now, they at El Jardino, if you seen the promo for this week's episode, do you know they're gonna be slow dancing and stuff like that? And I was like, where's Sheila gonna be at during all this? Is she gonna be gone? Do y'all think if she's gone that she's gonna walk up and see them? But okay, let's talk about it. So on today's new episode, we're gonna start with Lee and Sheila. So she stopped by. I think she was picking up an order, and Sheila ended up telling her it's on the house. And Sheila thinks that her and Lee are friends. I said it kind of seemed like it though. Lee ends up telling Sheila that she's happy for her because she back with Deacon, and they were just talking about Deacon going to therapy, and she just so happy that excuse me, she's so happy that she's back with Deacon, and she can't imagine her life without him. And she just keeps saying how, he changed her life. She's not the same person and everything. And I keep saying, I was like, now, she did lie and keep the secret, and she did. She the one who told about the doggone promotion party and stuff like that. But other than that, she hasn't did anything yet. They also was talking about how she made that comment about murdering Taylor. And she was like, I didn't mean that. I should have never said it. No, you said exactly what you mean. You said exactly what you mean. But yeah, Sheila was saying she can't imagine her life without Deacon. Deacon Hope ended up joining Deacon's therapy session with Taylor. They ended up talking about why he shouldn't go back to Sheila. And they just kept on and kept on and kept on. And then they kept talking to Taylor. It was Deke kept talking to Taylor. I think both of them, matter of fact, they kept talking to her. She just told them that she can't get her input or nothing like that. Not to talk to her. You got to talk to each other and stuff like that. They studied, you've been encouraging him, right, to leave Sheila, right? I was like, listen, she told him to get back with her. She told him to get back with her because she knows she catches feelings, or she don't call feelings, and he don't call feelings too. They over here staring at each other. I said, Sheila, would you stop kissing Taylor butt long enough to see what's going on in front of you? Now, they ain't acted on it right now. I said, she over here, thank you, and all this other stuff, holding Taylor hand and stuff. I was like, Sheila, pull it together, girl. But yeah, what else? Let's see. Like I said, Deacon Hope, joining Deacon's therapy session, and they were just talking about why he shouldn't go back to Sheila, or he shouldn't continue to stay with Sheila. Then they was talking to Carter. He ends up asking if there are new developments with Carter and Daphne. Carter was just saying how, he basically, to answer that, he like her, but she's still saying how she gonna make him work for it because, she was the one pursuing him, and now it's his turn. And I was like, I kind of get it, but at the same time, how you got more energy going after him when he was in a relationship than you do now that he's single? Like, I get it would be one thing if it was you just saying that you deserve him to pursue you and court you and all this other stuff, because that's how it's supposed to be anyways back in the good old days. Well, I ain't gonna say the good old days, I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about that, but that's what they say. Then when Daphne was talking to Steffi, she made a comment talking about some I think they was talking about her and Carter or whatever, and how she was the one pursuing him. And Steph was like, was it because he was with Hope? She was like, no, I could have handled her. What? But you won't get him no chance now that he's single. What the world? But yeah, then they asked if there are new developments with Carter and Daphne. Steph and Daphne talk about having a girls' night. Steffi wanted to know where things stand with her and Carter, and that's when she started saying how she wants Carter to prove he's the man for her. Lee's surprised that Deacon still seeing Taylor for therapy session. Sheila knows that Deacon and Hope won't Deacon to leave her. That's what she was telling Lee. Deacon and Hope end up encouraging Deacon to walk away from Sheila. And I said, you know what? I've been liking seeing these folks do some actual work. First we seen Ridge and them doing work. Now we seeing Taylor. I said, but at the same time, Taylor just trying to work herself to Deacon. But nah, nobody has crossed the line yet, y'all. Even though he over here hugging all up on her and all this other stuff. But aside from that, they ain't did nothing else. But yeah, they supposed to be dancing, I'm assuming, tomorrow's episode, because they already made it open the mic night. She had on the same outfit that she got on now. So I'm assuming either tomorrow. Well, they do drag things, so sometime this week. I said it. But yeah, what else? Let's see. Deacon Hope encouraged Deacon to leave Sheila. Steffi texts Taylor to go to open mic night because Daphne was saying how she going there to sing. She was talking to Zendaya and Carter and everything. They invited Steffi. She was like she got a lot of work to do, but Taylor may want to come, so she ends up texting her to tell her about it. What else? Sheila had came back. I think Sheila was talking to Deacon or something like that. She's still so excited and happy that they back together and everything. She was trying to ask about how the therapy session went. I said, these people, I thought you ain't supposed to say, well, I don't think Taylor's supposed to say anything. I don't know. I thought you're supposed to keep it private. But yeah, she was asking him about that. And she keeps saying how, or kept saying how, she knows that Hope and Deke basically want him to leave her. I said, you right. I said, you ain't wrong, Sheila. You not wrong. So then, what else? Let's see. I think they went to Hope and Steffi then. So Hope and Steffi was talking. She ends up saying something about Ridge wanted to see her, but she don't think it's important. So then they started talking about therapy, how she just came back with Deke and talking to Taylor in the therapy session and stuff. She was saying how it's going, and she thinks that Taylor has a positive impact on Deacon and stuff. I said, you have no idea. I said, somebody gonna have some idea. If it don't be Sheila that walk up, somebody else may walk up. It may be somebody else that sees it. I don't know. But yeah, Sheila started trying to convince Deacon to get on stage or whatever. She was like, she heard him in the shower and stuff like that. I said, dude, he sing? Does anybody know? I don't know, y'all. But yeah, she was trying to encourage him to get up there. I said, I know somebody that could get him to get up there. I said, I know somebody. He might try to get up there now. He know she in the audience. He might try to get up there now, y'all. But yeah, I think she had to step away to do something. Sheila did. And that's when Deacon was, I think he was working on something, and that's when Taylor showed up. She was like, hey, stranger, or something like that. So he asked her what she was doing there. She was like, Steffi texted her and let her know that, Daphne gonna be performing so she could come see her and stuff like that. So they was just talking. Sheila came or whatever. And then that's when she was like, thank you or whatever for helping me get back. What that say? Somebody messaged me. What? Are you still okay? Are you what did she say? She ends up telling her thank you for helping her get back with Deacon and stuff like that, and asking how the therapy session went. Basically, she wanted to know what was going on. She just wanted to thank Taylor for the same doggone thing. I said, don't thank her yet. And then she starts talking about how amazing Deacon is and stuff like that. And Taylor and Deacon just looking back and forth at each other. And I was like, I told you. I said, stop kissing butt long enough to see something ain't right. Something ain't right, girl. But yeah, I say, well, I guess they better hold off for a long time before she realized what's going on, because she a psychopath. It'd be one thing if you find out your significant other was potentially going to cheat or actually cheated, but she tried to murder you. She tried to murder you. She already said what she was going to do. She already made it very clear what she was going to do if she ever tried anything or whatever. I was like, well, do y'all think that we gonna actually get the old Sheila back? How do y'all feel about that? Are y'all tired of seeing Sheila in that way, or is that just how they set her character up to be? For a long time now, how many years it's been? She been cool. She ain't been trying to murder nobody. She tried to stop her granddaughter for trying to murder somebody and everything. But she messed up once again by sitting up here helping Lee keep that secret, as well as telling her about the doggone promotion party and not telling Deacon. That's how she messed up right there. But yeah, that's it, y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces, have a great rest of the day and be safe.